start, pretty much to finish. I think in the second half, excluding for maybe 15 minutes, 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes of the second half, sorry, was a complete performance with and without the ball. So I was quite pleased with the way our players approached the game. The intensity and the speed of play was where we wanted to be. I felt we were always dangerous and moving towards goal as well. So all of our attacks had a goal threat to it, which is important. And we avoided the situations we wanted to avoid, which was Colorado getting some set pieces, which they're really, really good at. And so we were able to avoid those situations by stepping up a little higher, heading forward, and keeping them away from our goal. So I was happy with the performance. I think if I'm a picky coach, maybe it's finishing a few more chances. But in the end, we're happy with the result and the 3 points. Just beating themselves and playing with confidence. I think the reason why they're here is because of their particular traits and that they have on and off the field. We management and scouting do a great job of bringing players in pretty close to our profile. And you mentioned 2 of them, and both of them, all we ask is in a short amount of time to understand our system. We obviously do our work as coaches to make sure they understand where we need them, with and without the ball. And then it's just up to them, just doing what they normally do, being themselves, because that's why they're here. Just being yourself if you have the right traits, will make you look at an LAFC player really fast. I'd love to give you a really smart answer, and I know who's going to score and when they're going to score, but I truly don't. And I really don't care. We are in a collective effort. Everything we do is as a collective, with or without the ball. And if we are performing right defensively, chances will come through ball wins in the opponent's half. If we are finding the right spaces with our passing, we should have opportunities with 1v1s, with Denis worrying our players, or Carlos on his left foot coming inside, which are really difficult situations to defend. So if we're doing things right, we will get a lot of players in good positions. And in the end, who puts the ball in the back of the net, I'm not too concerned with. But I will admit, it is important for scouting purposes, for other teams who are scouting us, if we have a larger number of players who can score goals, it's a little better for us. It's certainly a mindset. It's would describe our game model at LAFC. We always want to attack. We always want to push the tempo of games, make teams make mistakes, make it difficult for them to find a rhythm, and exploit their mistakes. I think that's really important to us. So in my experiences as a player, to make sure that the game is decided. If you're winning 2-0, 3-0 at half, the best way to do that is to go out and score the 3rd or the 4th. And tonight for us it was the 4th. Really just to make sure the game is won. But it also sets you up for the next week. And in that case, in a couple days in Charlotte, for us, we have a particular way of playing at home and away. And if you change just because you're winning by a few goals, sometimes those changes can creep into performances down the road, which we don't want. We want to continue down the same path and stay within our game. I'm not going to say yes or no. I think both of them have done great. It's always it's throughout the course of a season. It's kind of the tide goes in and out, and depends on where guys are physically, and what games you have, how many games you have. So I don't think we've set. There's one pairing, there's one back 4, there's one midfield 3. And I think the secret to our success in this last stretch of 10 games now will be making sure whoever's on the field, the level is the same. Whether you pull a guy off, you put someone new on, or you start somebody else, the level of LAFC has to be high, has to be intense, and the tempo has to be fast. If we can achieve that, then I think we'll win a lot of the remaining games. But to answer your question, I don't know. For tonight it was. I can tell you for Charlotte it'll be something different. Well, he and I haven't raced yet, but
I think I know who wins.
yeah, I think you do. I think you know. Yes, he's electrifying. He has a lot of pace with and without the ball, and that can help us. And that's something that we searched for, and this team right now needs. And he gives us that. We saw it tonight. There's a few moments where his positioning can be improved, and we'll work with him. This is the first few minutes he's had, and to get a goal and have another big chance was pretty incredible. So his positioning wasn't that bad, but it still can use some improvement, especially without the ball. And we'll work with him. We'll show him more what we expect from a winger in our model, and we're convinced he will bring a lot of joy to our fans here in LA.